and I'm
Hi,
super excited
I'm Laura Mack. Welcome to Living Fit Now.
we have
And
Linda coming on, and she is going to talk about the Baby Bootcamp. So, welcome, Linda.
And she is going to talk about the Baby Bootcamp. So, welcome, Linda.
Hi, so happy to be here. I'm so excited to chat with you guys today. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, why don't we have you give us a little bit about your background and credentials?
Why don't we have you give us a little bit about your background and credentials? I know you have so many to share with us.
Well, thank you. You're so sweet. I am, first of all, a lover of fitness. I love everything fitness. It's been a passion of mine for a very long time, and I am now a mom. So I feel so fortunate to be able to use that background and that love that I have for fitness to help other moms. So I started Baby Bootcamp Los Angeles South Bay. So if you're in Los Angeles, you have to come check us out. And it's basically a fitness and nutrition company for moms where moms can bring their kids. Often I hear, I don't know what I'm going to do with the kids. I don't want to drop them off at the kids club at the gym, or it's too expensive. This serves all of that for a fraction of what you would pay a personal trainer, for the attention of a personal trainer. And plus, you get to be around other moms, and your kiddos get to be around other kids. We really try to do 4 things. Just effective workouts for moms. We want it to be developmentally, engaging for the kids, bonding with the moms and the kids, and also moms meeting other moms. So that's what I do.
That's awesome. I love it. And you said something that you do both exercise and nutrition.
And you said something that you do both exercise and nutrition. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so you know that you can't really get the results you want without adding nutrition into it. Some people say it's 80%, some say 60%. I say they're all right, but it is definitely more than 50%. And I find that my clients, my moms, have a much better result if they really fine-tune their eating. And I'm not asking them to do anything crazy. Like at Baby Bootcamp, every month we like to have a challenge. This month we're doing a water challenge, so I'm asking all my moms to drink 64 ounces of water a day. And some were like, oh my goodness, I barely get in 2. But once you start doing it and it becomes a habit, when you don't have your water, you'll get the headaches, you'll get uncomfortable, you'll feel it. So we like to make one simple change at a time. So adding in the water, adding more vegetables, eliminating the processed foods, teaching them how to incorporate a lot more variety in their fruits and vegetables and things that they're doing, and they really start to see their bodies change. Some come to Baby Bootcamp because they just love it and they want to be around other moms, but hey, I know that a lot of people show up because they want to lose the baby weight and they want to better and feel better. So incorporating nutrition definitely helps, and I love, love, love doing it. If moms can't get in the food, I have like great nutrients supplements that I can share with them so they can get in a shake a day, or make sure that they have something that's really, really healthy in their bodies every day. Because we forget about ourselves. We're taking care of the toddlers and the infants and the newborn, and we do forget about ourselves sometimes.
Oh, that's so true, Linda. And I love that idea of that contest, of that just incorporating more water.
So true, Linda. And I love that idea of that contest, of that just incorporating
more water. It really is. If you're not getting that water in, I mean, what an impact it makes on your body.
It really is. If you're not getting that water in, I mean, what an impact it makes on your body.
And it sounds like you really, you continue to build upon
and it sounds like you really
that you're giving them, as well as the camaraderie and the friendship and your joyous enthusiasm.
Yeah, as well as camaraderie and the friendship and your joyous enthusiasm for fitness.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Well, why don't you share your story about how you lost the baby weight?
Why don't you share your story about how you lost the baby weight twice now, huh?
Yes. I have 2 little ones. So the most important thing is actually not gaining the weight in the first place. So you want to have a healthy pregnancy, getting in the right amount of nutrients and the right amount of water and everything that you need. And I say nutrients because your body needs nutrients. Some people, when they get pregnant, they want to eat a whole lot of stuff. But let's take, for example, if your body's really craving a certain vitamin, let's say something that is in spinach. If you have a bowl of spinach, you will get much more of that vitamin than if you have pizza sprinkled with like a few leaves of like spinach, and you're getting a whole lot more calories in that pizza. So I tell moms, first of all, don't gain a lot of weight. And I gained 22 with my first pregnancy and about 20 or 21 with my second. And I was extremely healthy. I ate really well. I just made sure that I gave my body really good things. So starting off at a lower weight makes it much easier to lose the weight. And basically, I do what I tell my moms to do. I drink the water. And of course, I was nursing, so actually made it a lot better, and I was producing more breast milk. So I incorporated the water. I try to add in vegetables at every meal, and even more than that, like having vegetables in the morning. You can put it in your smoothie, in your omelet, or some moms, including myself, sometimes will have a salad in the morning. Eliminating the processed foods. I made a lot of my food, so I knew what was going in there. I knew that it wasn't processed. I wasn't eating a lot of stuff out the box. And then I kept a lot of my food at the natural state. So instead of having white rice, I was, do brown rice, and having potatoes instead of like French fries. If I want to make it, I can cut it up and just, bake it myself. All those things really, really help. And then eating steadily. Eating 5 meals. When I say 5 meals, I don't mean just like eating all the time, everything. Have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, and then have a couple of snacks in between. That's going to naturally really, really speed up your metabolism. So eating those small meals made it easier for me to consume the right amount of food, because I couldn't eat a lot. Because I was eating every 3 to 4 hours. I couldn't consume like a whole bunch of stuff. And that's actually what you need to do when you're nursing or when you have like little kids, because we get super busy. So sometimes you can only grab a snack, and you can only grab a small meal. But just keep that steady and make it throughout the day, and you'll see your metabolism start to like really rave up. And last but not least, I found a program that I love, which is Baby Bootcamp. I actually started Baby Bootcamp as a client, and I loved it so much, so I started my own in my area. So it just gave me something to do every day, gave me moms to talk to. It motivated me. They were looking forward to seeing me. They were expecting me, so the accountability was there. And I went there on a regular basis. I fell in love with it and decided to start one myself. And we try to really make it fun for the mom and the kids. So it gives you a place to come and see your friends, but also to have safe and effective workouts. And that's how I did it.
I love it. That's great, Linda. I like your advice. What do you tell your...
I love it. That's great, Linda. I like your advice. What do you tell your
I ended up gaining 60 pounds on my first baby and 50 on my second baby. And
I ended up gaining
work at
60 pounds on my first baby and 50 on
I don't feel like I was one of those people who
work at losing it, but
I did eat my spinach. I think, but I also had almost 9-pound babies.
I did eat my spinach. I think, but I also had almost 9-pound babiys. So.
How do you encourage women to lose that weight when you see this number on the scale? It's pretty frightening.
How do you encourage women to lose that weight when you see this number on the scale? It's pretty frightening. And you're like, how am I going to lose that?
Well, I tell them, first of all, to start. It's really, really tough when you look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person that you see. Sometimes moms would just do nothing. So it's best to really just start. Whether it's like walking a few minutes with your kids, or using like a DVD, or meeting up with a friend. Being consistent, even if it's 10, 15 minutes a day, will make a big difference. So I would say start and be consistent. And then just start eating better. If you're not familiar with what to do and how to do it, enlist someone who does. Like, talk to a nutritionist, talk to your doctor, a personal trainer who has that background in nutrition. Or there's just so many like avenues. But I know it's scary and it's intimidating. Say, hey, I need a little bit of help. How should I eat? And also, I have my moms sometimes just replace one meal. The hardest meal that you have, the meal that is really, really hard to stay clean on, replace that with a shake. Super easy. It's 2 to 3 minutes, and make the shake like a meal. Add like a handful of like vegetables. Spinach and kale is my favorite. Half a banana or some berries or fruit, some ground flaxseed. So you're getting your vegetables, you're getting your good fats, you're getting your protein, and have that shake. So if you have a hard time including the meals that you need to include in eating right, turn it into something fun. Make it a really fun shake once a day and just move. So what if you only lose a few pounds a month? But it's better than gaining a few pounds. I think sometimes when they don't see those big numbers dropping, they get discouraged. But half a pound a week, or even like 2 pounds a month or something like that, is actually really great, because you could be gaining 2 pounds. So I would just say start, and then find a group of like-minded moms. That helped me a lot. Facebook, you can find a Facebook group. You can find someone to meet up. It could be your local moms club, or the moms at the park, or some moms at work. One or two to just kind of motivate you to say, hey, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Saturday, we're going to go walking at the park, or we're going to walk a few blocks. Instead of driving to lunch or to something, we're going to walk to a place that's close by. Our kids are going to go to the park and play, and we're going to walk around and we're going to play with them. So having people to keep you accountable is amazing. It makes you feel good. And it also helps you with the emotional portion. Because we know as moms, we get things like the baby blues and the postpartum depression. Working out, eating well is going to help release some really good, feel-good hormones. Having moms to talk to say, be honest and say, I'm having a rough day. My 2-year-old is driving me crazy. So just saying that just will make you feel good, just getting it out. So thinking about the physical portion, but also the emotional portion, and working out or moving or eating well will help you with all of that.
I love it. Yeah, that's so true. I love the accountability. That's really important, and to have that.
I love it. Yeah, that's so true. I love the accountability. That's really important, and to have that camaraderie.
And just having that support, because especially as a new mom, more than likely you're going to be sleep deprived for a while.
And just having that support, because especially as a new mom, more than likely you're going to be sleep deprived for a while. And
sympathize with you and understand what you're going through, then I think that makes a big help. And they can also be encouraging as well.
Understand what you're going through, then I think that makes a big help. And they can also be encouraging as well.
So why don't you share with us a few tips for the new moms?
Yes. Why don't you share with us maybe a tip for the new moms to lead and meditate?
A couple others that you could share with
Maybe a couple others. You've touched on several really good. Are there a couple others that you could share with us?
Yes. Okay, so the first tip that I have for new moms is you can get fit with your baby. Sometimes you don't do it because you feel like you have to like have a sitter, or you have to take the kids somewhere, or you won't be able to work out. Go for a walk. That is something. So take the baby along with you. Our program allows kids. There are other programs out there that allow you to bring your baby. Most moms get cleared to work out at 6 weeks if you had a vaginal birth, and 8 weeks if you had a C-section. But some moms, it takes them up to 3 months. When you are able to have your baby with you and have them bonding time, and also have them see you moving and working out and being fit. So that's the first thing that I have to say, is just bring your baby along. That will make such a big difference, and it will eliminate that stress of having to figure out what to do with baby. What can I do with baby? And the second one that I would say is plan out your week. Just like you plan meals or sleep train your baby. It's conditioning. Condition yourself. Just take a few minutes and just take a piece of paper and say, hey, what am I going to do today? Write in your activities. So I normally would do like a 7 to 10 day, especially if I'm doing something with my clients. We do this thing called a 10-day shred. What I ask them to write out their activities for the 10 days. I'll ask them to write out what they're going to eat. You don't have to eat according to everything you put on there, but at least you've planned it. It's in your head. You will be surprised how much you would do having something that's already set aside, and something that your brain is saying, hey, you said you were going to have an omelet for breakfast rather than not having anything, or just, having coffee or something like that. So plan it out. It takes you a few minutes. Put it on the fridge. Take a picture of it or put it on your phone so you can look at it. So you'll know what to do, and try as much as possible to eat every 3 to 4 hours. And having that plan in place is definitely going to help you. Another thing that I would say is, one thing that I've been doing all along, but I'm just starting to tell my moms about it, is I found a shake that I love that's safe for pregnant women, that is safe for breastfeeding women and a lot of people, and also fruits and vegetable nutrient. I actually use Juice Plus. I've been using Juice Plus for years now. I just started sharing it with my moms because I wanted to make sure that it was something that was safe for them. They have shakes that you can take, and it's all your daily requirement of your fruits and vegetables. Take that every morning. It's going to help you with stress. It's going to help you with energy, and it makes sure that you get those fruits and vegetables in right away. So even if you don't get to eat it on a regular basis, you know that you have it in your system and they'll make a difference. So try those 3 things. It would definitely make a difference. Take your baby with, have a plan. I promise you, it will take you only 5 to 10 minutes to write it out. Just jot it down, nothing fancy. And then make sure you get your fruits and vegetables in and a meal replacement. If you can't do that, use a product that's safe like Juice Plus. So those are my 3 tips, and it's helped me, and it goes a long ways. A little bit goes a long ways. Some people think it's all or nothing. It really isn't. 10 minutes a day, eating a clean meal for most of the days, clean meals for most of the day, it would definitely make a difference. So just start.
Those are awesome tips, Linda. And I think anybody could actually apply all 3 of those, no matter where you are.
Those are awesome tips, Linda. And I think anybody can actually apply all 3 of those, no matter where you are.
All 3 of those, what you said, were great. And having something simple that you know you're going to be able to follow like a plan.
3 of those, what you said, were and having something simple that you know you're going to be able to follow like a plan. Being
dancing around it in the living room when my first son was born.
He around in the living room when my first son was born.
We didn't get to go outside.
He got to keep with me.
He loved it, I bet.
So like on days that we get to go outside, keep him with me.
Fun things. So it's a lot of fun, definitely. And I really love the idea of, like you said, writing out.
There's a lot of fun, definitely. And I really love the idea of, like you said,
it's kind of like your 10-day gift. Okay, I can do this for just 10 days. These are what I know I can do.
Like your 10-day gift. Okay, I can do this for just 10 days. Yes. These are what I know I can
set up. And all you have to do is actually have the food. And so it's right there. So it's kind of a win-win.
Set up. You have to do is actually have the food. And so it's right there. So it's kind of a win-win
benefits of following through with it. I love that. And I also agree with you on the shake. And,
I love that. And I also agree with you on this.
And egg whites to it. I use Egg Whites International. It's a pasture egg whites.
Egg whites to it. I use Egg Whites International. It's a
extra protein. It's kosher. It's easy. It doesn't taste like anything, so it mixes perfectly with your juice plus or with any type of protein drink.
Like anything, so
it's the same thing. It's simple. It's easy to go, and you get a little bit of that extra protein that the body needs. So I think those are great tips. Thank you for those, Linda. What do you think about postpartum depression? And I'm sure you've worked with several clients like that, and I know it's such a taboo thing.
And I'm sure you've worked with several
and we could probably
like that, and I know it's such a taboo thing.
Depression. But why don't we go over just a little bit right now?
Postpartum depression. But why don't we go over just a little bit right now?
Yes, and I'm glad that we're talking about it because I had a little bit of postpartum depression. I had no idea what it was because I thought that if you were depressed, and my doctor mentioned it, but she asked me some questions and she's like, oh, you're fine. So I thought if you were depressed, you were feeling bad and you were depressed all the time. And mine came in waves. It actually came whenever I would pump milk for my daughter. I would get this just overwhelming emotion of sadness. It was swift and it was like really, really like heavy. And I used to tell my husband, I was like, I feel so sad. I don't know why. And he said, oh, you'll be okay. He was really supportive, but I really didn't understand it. And I didn't understand that it came in waves like that. I now know that what I have was postpartum depression. I was very lucky. It, eventually went away, but my poor kids don't have like stored milk because I just dread pumping because I knew I was going to feel it. So I was very lucky, but a lot of moms are not. It goes from baby blues to postpartum depression, and some moms even have postpartum psychosis. It's very, very serious, and you want to talk about it. That is going to be one of the major things that you can do. You want to talk about it, and you want to let someone know how you're feeling, because it can go from a really light sadness to something you can't control. It's hormonal. There's nothing that you did bad. It's nothing that, you doesn't make you a bad mom. You're just having a whole lot of hormones that are going on after you've had that baby. So make sure that you talk to someone. A lot of moms are opening up about it. Even today, in my program, Baby Bootcamp, we have a support group once a month where we sit and we talk about what's going on, whether it be mommy challenges. Today we talked about birth stories, but in the birth stories, moms talked about how they felt afterwards, and some were clearly going through some emotional, depression type thing. So having other moms to talk to definitely help. Opening up about it definitely help. Letting your doctor know, like, hey, I feel sad when I'm feeding my child, or I feel sad in the morning or at night when the sun goes down. It's really odd. Like, certain things can really trigger it, from food to smell to like the atmosphere, or your baby crying or being away from your baby. Talking about it will really make a difference. And I love the fact that what we do, Laura, you and I, can really help postpartum depression. Working out is huge for helping those hormones regulate. Eating better is great for it, especially having great digestive health, making sure you're eating the right types of food, get enough fiber, because a lot of your hormones that helps you feel good is actually coming from your gut, not your brain. So if you want to help assist that, you want to make sure that your digestive system, you're getting the right types of food and right types of nutrients, and your digestive system is clean. So the working out helps, the eating well helps, being around other moms, and just speaking up. It is okay. And I know I mentioned Facebook before. Sometimes people don't want other people around them to know that they feel bad. So take the baby step. Join a Facebook group. Your husband doesn't have to, mother-in-law do not have to know, your girlfriends do not have to know. Join a Facebook group, or even just be a fly on the wall and listen and read some of the things that go on in the group, and you start to realize that, hey, you are not alone. So if you're not able to talk to someone around you, try to seek out a group or get some information. But whatever you do, get help, speak up, get the information. It is going to help you get over it much quicker. It is going to help keep it from going into something very serious, because we've seen on the news where moms have, it's really sad, but moms have killed their own kids because they were so depressed and they had no idea what was going on with them until it was too late. So get the help you need, talk about it. Hey, you have my information. Laura's probably going to post it. So if you need someone to talk to, you can reach out to me via Facebook or email. I have a depression screening that I have some of my new moms take. I can send that to you if you have a question of whether you're depressed or not. And again, it does not make you a bad mom. It does not make you a bad person. Depression is hormones, and a lot of times you can't control it. So it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to say when you do need a little help.
That's so great, Linda. That's really interesting that you have a depression screening. That you
It's really interesting that you have a depression screening that you can actually
part of it. But I think you might not even realize that you have a mild case, or what level you might be at the spectrum, and it really is.
You might not even realize that or what level you might be on.
Something that you might be able to help them with, or referrals of somebody else who they might be able to talk to that might help.
That you might be able to I think referrals of somebody else who they might be able to talk to that might have work.
Having only an hour of sleep.
They think
that is a big part of what's happening, because your body is all out of whack. But
only an hour of sleep. That is a big
idea that you do that, Linda.
happening. The body is all out of whack.
Awesome. And I'll definitely make sure that I have your info after as well.
I love that. Awesome. And I'll definitely make sure that
now we'll move on
as well.
Thank you. Also, I wanted to.
Now we'll move on.
Oh, we are quickly before. Just a little thing about depression is, my background is not treating depression, so we do have some really great experts that we work with, especially in LA and the South Bay area, that we can refer you to. If you do test positive, or if you do have, if you think that you're suffering from depression, I will not be the one to treat you. I will invite you to class so you can have a little fun time with other moms and work out and get those hormones flowing. But we do have people that we can refer you to so you can get help from experts who are trained to work with emotional challenges like that.
Yes, that's great. I didn't mean that you would actually treat them, and I'm so glad that you do have referrals. That's awesome, Linda.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't mean that you would actually treat them, and I'm so glad that you do have referrals. That's
Why didn't you share with us some of the fitness guidelines for new moms? Because I know
Why didn't you share with us some of the fitness guidelines for new moms? I know.
Why don't you share some of the guidelines for after having the baby?
Why don't you share some of the guidelines for after having the baby?
Yeah, so first of all, I want you to wait 6 weeks if you had a vaginal birth, or 8 weeks if you had a C-section, before you even start working out. Some people might feel really great, especially if you had a vaginal birth and you want to go out for a run at 3 or 4 weeks. No, do not do that. Your body has not healed yet. Your uterus is not in place yet. And a whole lot of things that need to heal that you can't physically feel right away until something goes wrong. So the first thing I would say is just wait. Wait till you get cleared by your doctor. If your doctor clears you at 4 weeks or 6 weeks and you had a C-section, or 4 weeks and you had a vaginal birth, just do me a favor. It's just a small amount of time compared to, like, you were pregnant for almost 10 months. Can you believe it? Almost 10 months. And you have the whole rest of your life to do to do the workout. So give yourself that time that you need. Like I said, your reproductive system needs to get set and to go back to where it was before. There's a whole lot that happens when you have a baby. Also, you have a lot of relaxin in your system. Relaxin really is at its peak until about 6 weeks. So your joints might be super mobile, but that's not good. If you go for a run, you have more of a chance of rolling an ankle or something like that. So we just wanted to make sure that you are very, very careful. And also getting checked out to make sure you don't have something like diastasis recti, which is the separation of your core muscle where your rectus abdominis splits. So, and you have that space in that hole. If you have that, you have to wear a belly band, which I actually suggest wearing it as soon as you have that baby. Even if you have a C-section, you want one that's long enough to go beyond your scar. Put on a band, wrap your belly. It's going to help your uterus go back to size. It's going to help you regain your shape. It's going to help that fluid come out of your stomach. Also, your skin is at the best time to go back into shape. It might not feel good. It might be a little hot, especially in the summertime, but wear it by all means. And if you have diastasis recti, I want you to keep wearing it. Whenever you do anything that puts pressure on your abdominal wall, like if you're working out, if you're doing housework, if you're lifting, things like that, you want to make sure that you wear it. If you're wearing a baby carrier, especially front-wearing baby carrier, make sure that it is adjusted properly. There are groups now that can help you wear the carrier well. So, because if you're not wearing it properly, it's going to start to actually put weight on your system. So it might actually start to affect your posture. You start to do this and you start to get back pain and issues and things like that. So making sure that you're wearing your baby properly. Also making sure that you're stretching out the front of your muscles. We're breastfeeding and we're like this. We pick up the babies, we're like that. We're loving them and we're like that. So these muscles start to get really, really tight, and your back muscles start to get really weak. So you want to make sure that you're stretching out those muscles, by a doorway or something, and you're strengthening your back muscles, like doing back rows and things like that. And also moving, going for a walk, like we talked about before. I know I'm saying this over and over again, but anyone can walk. If you're in an area where you can't go to a park, go to a mall. Indoor malls We work out at indoor malls. They open early, like some before 8 o'clock, but most of them at 8 o'clock. You can go get your walk in with your baby in a stroller before the mall opens at 10 o'clock or 11. And just making sure that you have the proper bras, because our breasts are a little bit heavier. Wearing a proper bra, you're wearing proper shoes. Getting fitted for shoes is a good one. You don't want to wear the shoes that you've been wearing for 6 years, because sometimes our body changes, our feet change, the size change, and you want to make sure you have the right pair of shoes. So those are a few guidelines that I give to my mom. And then last but not least is you have to make sure that you're eating well, because think about it, you're not sleeping well. You're probably stressed because you have an extra little one that really likes to tell you what they feel by crying. So your stress level might be higher than normal. You want to make sure that you get the right amount of nutrients. It's going to be hard. Some moms are lucky and the kids are sleeping, 8 hours from, sleeping through the night. Not all of us are. And we want to make sure that you don't get sick, you don't get run down. So making sure to have the right amount of nutrients. If it's your first kid, you can take that nap when they're sleeping. But sometimes we have more than one. If one is sleeping, the other probably isn't. So try to get as much rest as possible and take time for yourself. So those are my guidelines. I know it's a lot. This is being recorded, so you can play it over. And again, if you need to contact me, you can, and I can answer all your questions.
Awesome. Those are great guidelines, Linda, and I think all of those are so important, and not one more than the other.
Those are great guidelines, Linda, and I think all of those are so
about the shoes,
and not one more than the other.
A lot of times we have a pair of tennis shoes.
Talks about the shoes,
but
we have a pair of tennis
how you walk could change, especially from
your gait, your structure of how you walk could change, especially from your body
for the right shoe that gives you the best kind of support is really important too. Definitely.
Right. That gives you the kind of support is really important.
You've told me a few things about the Baby Bootcamp and what makes it special.
You told me a few things about the Baby Bootcamp and what makes it special. Why didn't you expand?
Okay, so you're tugging at my heart because I love Baby Bootcamp. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I started as a client and I absolutely fell in love with it. I was working out. My daughter was crying. They're like, feed your daughter. I was like, here? And they're like, yeah, we're all moms. I started nursing my daughter and I was doing squats and a light bulb just went out and like the heavens opened and I was like, I'm in love. I love this thing. So it allows you to be a mom. And also, as someone who loves fitness, it allows you to continue to do so. And, some people who are not such, lovers of fitness, but it allows you to have that time to try to do something special for you without having to be away from your baby. And Baby Bootcamp, that is like the one thing that makes this extra special, but I'll tell you about other ones, is that you can bring your kid and without having to pay extra. We sing to the babies, we play with them, we incorporate the workout, so you are getting a safe and effective workout, and you're also having a little fun with your kids, and they have other kids that they can play with, so they're building those social skills that are really good for them when, for developmental wise, and they're seeing you work out, so you're building a great foundation from the start. It's also a great bonding thing. When you work out, you release hormones that make you feel good. Oxytocin, things like that. The hormone that makes you bond with your child is greatest, or even your partner. If you're working out with your partner, sometimes you want to, kill them, but because they're annoying you or something like that. But it really does bring you closer. It builds that bond. And the same thing goes with your baby. So your baby might cry sometime, and you have to stop and feed him or change your diaper. But it is better than not doing anything at all. So for that 1 hour, you have, even if it's a few minutes, to really bond with your child, to look at your child, to tickle their toes, to do squats and things like that. The bond created at those stages in life is just nothing else compares. You can't make that up. So it's great that you can have your child while you're working out as well. And then also is having moms, having other moms that you can talk to, having other moms that expect you and want you around and are looking for you and are at the same place that you are. They're like-minded and they're like-hearted. It does a thing to you emotionally. You start to think of them as family. So you want to show up more. You start to talk about things. You learn things. I learned so many things that I didn't know. I was well learned as a new mom or a pregnant mom, but moms tell me things. I'm like, wow, I did not know that. I have to try that. Like, I'm sleep training my second baby, and he's not taking it like my first. And they said, hey, instead of breast milk, give him water. And he won't like water as much, and he probably won't wake up as much. I had no idea. I learned that today. So you learn a little something new. So those are the 4 things that really make us really special. And the great side effect about of those things is that you will start to look better. You start to lose the weight. You start to build a great posture. You start to gain the self-confidence, the endurance, everything that you need to just be a better mom on a day-to-day basis, and a better person, and a better wife, and a better self. So we are really, really happy about what we do, because we touch moms not only physically but emotionally and throughout your life and everything that you do. So those are a few things that make us very special. As you can see, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's a national program. So you can go on babybootcamp.com, put in your zip code in the Find a Class or the free class section, and it will tell you the closest Baby Bootcamp locations to you. There are lots and lots of them. And if there is not one, hey, you can start one. We're always looking for people that want to help moms and want to start one in their area. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And I was just going to ask you if there's baby boot camps across the country.
That's awesome. And I was just going to ask you if there's baby boot camps across the country, because I know
it's great. So they'll be able to get to work out with you, but I wasn't sure
so they'll be able to get to work out with you, but
I wasn't sure. Put into their zip code, and it would say what areas they would have available. Oh, that's wonderful.
Into their zip code, and it would say what areas that they would have available.
So, more importantly now, let's find out, because I know we do have a big following here from the LA area. So,
more importantly now, let's find out, because I know we do have a big following here in the LA area.
So, your baby boot camp and all about it and how they can get started with it.
Find you and find your baby camp and all about it, how they can get started with it.
The easiest way to find me is going to babybootcamp.com. So when you go to our website, just enter babybootcamp.com, and to the top right-hand side, you're going to see a tab that says either free class or find the class. You tap on that tab, and it's going to connect you to, or open a page where it's going to ask for your zip code. Put in your zip code, and it would tell you all the Baby Bootcamp locations. If I'm the closest one to you, you would see my location. If someone else is, you would see their location. So I'm in LA, but there are dozens all throughout the country. So that's the first way to find me. The second way is you can email me, linda.okwor@babybootcamp.com, and I'm sure we'll share this with you later on if you do. But I'm also on Facebook. Baby Bootcamp Los Angeles South Bay is on Facebook. That is the name of our fan page. I'm on Instagram. I am known as Baby Bootcamp Mom. Mom, one singular. So Baby Bootcamp Mom. You can find me on Instagram using that. You can find me on Twitter using that as well. I'm also on Pinterest as Baby Bootcamp Mom. And those are great ways to reach out to me if you need to reach out to me. But if you want to give me a call, you can reach me at 877-319-1133, 877-319-1133. So I've given you everything, probably more than you want to know. So if you want to reach out to me, you have multiple ways to do so, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So if you have any questions, anything else come up, please definitely reach out to me.
And so, Linda, you meet outside with your group because you are in LA and it's such gorgeous weather 12 months of the year.
And so, Linda, you meet outside with your group because you are in LA and it's such gorgeous weather 12 months of the year.
Yes, so we are outside and inside. So we have 3 locations. 2 of our locations are outside because we are just so fortunate, such great weather year-round here. And I know how blessed we are because I grew up partly in Minnesota. So I know what it's like to have snow for many months out of the year. But here, we can be outside year-round for the most part, but we do get weather where we don't want to be outside when it gets really hot or if it's really humid or, you know, something like that. So we do have an inside location 3 days a week. But moms really like being outside. The kids really like being outside. And it feels really good. So we have both inside and outside.
That's awesome. So we do have a couple of questions from some listeners, and
we do have a couple of questions from some listeners.
And she was released to work out, and she wanted to start running.
She was released to work out, and she wanted to start running. But
although she's feeling good, what do you suggest with that?
Although she's feeling good, what do you suggest with that?
I'm actually going to give you a longer period to wait, Valerie. I need you to wait 16 weeks before you run. As 4 months, it sounds like a lot, but you will thank me when, I don't know how else to say this, but incontinence. If you start running too soon, you will be leaking. And we don't want you to leak when you sneeze, laugh, cry, or jump on a trampoline. So we want to make sure that you wait 16 weeks and then you can start to get into a slowly run, jog, run, walk. But 16 weeks is what I want you to wait before you start doing plyometrics. And plyometrics is running because you're elevating from the ground, taking both feet off the ground, and then landing. So no squat jumps, unfortunately, no burpees with the jump, no running for 16 weeks. And it's such a small amount of time. Please wait. And if you do have diastasis recti, oftentimes some of it will correct for the most part. Some people are very fortunate. Very few people goes away completely if they have it. But some people it does not go away. And the running and jumping and plyometrics can really trigger it and actually make it wider. So you want to make sure that you wait 16 weeks for your body to heal. You want to make sure that you get released from a doctor. And we do have a 16-week assessment that we do for moms when it's 16 weeks. So we just started doing, and I'm going to implement that. I'm going to stand by it. Pass the assessment, you can start working out and doing everything. If not, we have to start you off slowly.
I love it. And, I'm so glad that you said that because I just came off the Idea World Fitness weekend.
I love it. And, I'm so glad that you said that because I just came off of the Idea World Fitness weekend, and one of the workshops
was women's hormones and the postnatal training, and what a big impact
what a big impact.
And now you could have scar tissue that would actually make a lasting impression. And there might be, if you exercise intensely,
a lasting impression. And there might be, if you do
that are irreversible,
intensely too
difficult to reverse back. So I'm so glad that you said that irreversible. Your body difficult to reverse back. I'm so glad that you said that. Like, you need to let it heal anymore because it feels like it's ready to go, but it's so good. And during, and for your program,
it's so good. And during,
for the ones who are ready to do jumping, whereas some that might not be ready, so do you give them different options that are just as challenging to do until they're ready for that?
So do you give them different options that are just as challenging to do until they're ready for that?
Yes, we actually, all my instructors as well as myself, we have to be nationally certified, and we get certified by some of the best certification associations in fitness, as well as pre and postnatal. We have moms from across the board, from newly pregnant to very pregnant to just had a baby 7 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago, and then we have moms that have kids I don't even see because their kids are in school. They're 12, they're 13, 14. So we have the spectrum, and we've been trained to scale the workout to still make it challenging but effective for moms at different levels. So we ask all our attendees to register, and they fill out a questionnaire or their profile So when they register, we can go on their profile and we can see who's who, what they have, how many kids, when they have the kids. So, and we program according to who's going to attend so we can give them modifications. Because the last thing we want to do is we don't want to injure anyone. We don't want to make any situations worse. So our instructors, as well as myself, are very knowledgeable. This is what we do, and we do it well. You ask any of our clients, and they will tell you, out of all the other mommy programs, Mommy and Me fitness programs, Baby Bootcamp is tough and is effective. And it's because we know what we're doing, and we are trained to provide a safe, first, and effective workout.
I love it. We have one more question from Shailene, and she wanted to know, she's in her second trimester.
We have one more question from Shailene, and she wanted to know, she's in her second trimester.
Something that she should look back into after she has the baby.
Join the baby, or is that something that she should look back into after she has the baby?
I have lots of pregnant moms now. From the first trimester, even one of my instructors is pregnant. She's due in November. We have moms who are pregnant. We want you to come and move. So, for example, we will modify your workouts. We'll make sure that you're not laying on your back, flat on your back if we're doing any type of exercises. We make sure that you are not doing a lot of high impact running. We have you walk, or a fast walk or something like that when we have sprints and we're running. So we want you to come still, meet other moms, especially if you're new moms, learn some new tips that you can incorporate before you have your baby. And I didn't mention this, but we have other programs that are associated with Baby Bootcamp. We have a prenatal program where we're really focusing on the moms who are moms to be. We have a birth recovery program, which is the first 9 weeks of after you give birth. So we'll give you things to do at home. This is something you do at home. Every week you're getting a video and you're getting instructions and some nutrition from me. This is where we do the depression assessment and also the 16 weeks assessment, where we give you guidelines to do at home. And it's mostly stretching and strengthening your back, opening your chest, engaging your pelvic floor, things like that you need to do. So when you do come to work out, you feel amazing. Like, I had one mom turn this week, and I looked at her, I'm like, wow, she looked and felt better than before, her first kid. So we have a birth recovery program, have a diastasis recti program too. So please, if you are pregnant, do look into Baby Bootcamp. We are for moms of all stages, including moms to be.
Well, that's been so much great information, Linda. I've been so honored to have you on our show today.
Well, that's been so much great information, Linda. I've been so honored to have you on our show today. And please, our listeners, a little bit of inspiration that comes from your heart.
Yes, being a mom is the most amazing thing. I love being a mom, but it's also very challenging. And yes, you are enough. Every mom is different. Every mom has their challenges. Every mom has things that they're great at and that are very challenging to them, and does not make you any less of a mom. So really enjoy the journey, because they are only so small for so long. Enjoy the journey. Love yourself. Give yourself the best opportunity to be the best that you can be, and the best that you can be for your children. And that includes taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, your soul. I actually have a book that I'm working on, and I'm focusing on all these things. But I would tell you, you are enough. Be the best mom that you can be, and take care of yourself, because only when you are healthy and you are well can you be the best mom possible for your children.
Oh, thank you so much, Linda. It's been a pleasure having you on today. And we'll post all of
Thank you so much, Linda. It's been a pleasure having you on today. And we'll post all of your
continuing to help change and improve women's lives and the future generations.
Help change and improve women's lives. The future generations.
Awesome. I know. I love it. Thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate it. I love being on, and maybe down the line I can come back if there are more questions. But thank you, everybody, and thank you for giving me this honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of the afternoon.